All right, good morning, everybody. Here's your training moment for the day. As part of your membership, every week you are afforded a few moments on how to become a better networker, because that's why we're here, right? To gain referrals, gain clientele, and meet new people. That's why you are networking in the very beginning. So a little bit of tips. Big part of networking is inviting visitors. So we have no visitors today, so let's talk a little bit about how to increase that, and it's quite straightforward. If you're a newer member, let's say newer members on the newer side, one of the most important things you do in the first stages of networking is invite people. It doesn't matter who it is. Invite your spouse. Invite your coworker. Invite an administrative assistant. Invite a designer. You might just have them know what you're doing. It's not necessarily in the back of your mind for the purposes of recruiting them. No, it's just a sharing. That's all it is. You're sharing things with people, and you never know what comes out of sharing this group with the individuals you haven't shared before. So for instance, they could become a customer of one of ours. You never know. They could have a brainstorm and say, you know, this group isn't really quite for me, but I know somebody who would love this kind of thing. That could happen. You just never know. So it's important not to pre-qualify when you invite people. So invite. It could be anybody. I think, Jessica, you brought your dog once. That counts. Okay, that's a visitor. Okay, we're going to spend a few weeks here talking about how to increase and improve our inviting visitor skills, and it's going to include every aspect of the whole potential in inviting visitors, including electronically, right? Electronically through Meetup. That's one of our most effective ways of inviting visitors. But there's also a host of other things that you can do while you and where you're at every day. Networking is not supposed to be a chore you add on top of your busy schedule already. Networking is what you're doing anyway. So if you're at the bank line, making introductions, and exchanging contact information, that sort of thing. Supermarket lines. I've made contacts with checkers, and customers behind them overheard me saying that I'm a painter, and the customer behind said, "Oh my goodness, can I get a card? I need a painter." That happens, and you are already there anyway. No additional expending of energy. You're doing it anyway. So we're going to talk a lot about that. We're going to spend more time. It's more time than we can cover in one training moment. So we're going to carry this on for future sessions here on Tuesday morning, and watch the results. The results will be there will be visitors, and that's what we're going to do. Gail?
I have a quick question. So as far as bringing visitors, as far as potential new members, what are maybe the top 3 or 4 categories we're looking for?
Okay, so we're looking at naturally, that's a great question. Naturally, we're looking for folks in the construction industry, but don't pre-qualify, because that's what leadership does. Once they're here and they're not, let's say they're in a support category, not in construction, then leadership will make those decisions after they're here and they express an interest in joining. So don't pre-qualify because they're not in construction. However, in construction, we're looking for drywallers. We're looking for HVAC people, heating and cooling people. We're looking for any trade that's not represented now in construction, and those that are already represented here in the meeting in construction. So for instance, if you knew another painter, I would recommend you invite them. It doesn't matter. There is no conflict with the existing painter in this group, because what happens is 2 things. One, we're planning to expand and become another chapter. So there'll be 2 chapters and 2 categories open. So it's not a conflict, because we would encourage that person to attend either one. I could move to that one, and vice versa. 2, the person you recommend, if it's another flooring person, or if it's another plumber, or if it's another painter, I want another painter in this group. Other painters for me are huge referral partners. They might specialize in commercial. They might specialize in little things, or that aspect of the business, a certain segment that I need, or we might exchange employees. I do that with a couple, 1 or 2 of my competitors I exchange employees with, because I don't have enough hours for a guy, or the other person has too much work and I can't keep my guy in enough hours, we will exchange. You never know the opportunities of inviting someone in the same classification as you are. So don't hesitate with that. We've got multiple general contractors here. It's not a conflict. We figure that out, okay? The opportunities are boundless. It's really important not to pre-qualify, even though let the leadership qualify them. That's what our job is as leadership committee. So that's your educational moment. I've spent over the time, and we'll carry the topic in more detail next week, and we'll talk about the various ways to get the actual way to get visitors to be interested in attending our meetings next week. Okay, thank you very much. That's your training moment.